And this is Bud Schwab with his 1918 BSA Model H in our antique class. Here it is. What a stunning motorcycle.
Okay, so you're a professional pusher too. Yeah. It's great. Believe it or not, a couple of years ago, a guy rode one of these cross country in the Cannonball race. So think about that as you look at it. It was a beautiful bike, very nice condition. You can kind of see where motorcycles are evolving. It's kind of post-war design, you know. So anyway, but it's really good.
With his 1914 Jefferson board track racer. Chris, congratulations. Beautiful motorcycle.
Great.
Supporter of the industry. Chris, thank you very much for coming back. Indian Chief.
Correct attire. Very nice. Congratulations, Callie.
6, Vincent HRD Comet. Stunning motorcycle, Mitch.
Okay. These are great. This is one of the first of the engines that was designed by Phil Irving at Vincent. An interesting story because he had the design for this motor laying on his desk, and it was a windy day like this, and he had two drawings laying there, and the wind blew one, and all of a sudden he saw a V-twin. He said, we can make a V-twin. So the Rapides became two of these engines, more or less. But anyway, this is a really nice example. It's well documented. This was actually what they call a show model, which Vincent would actually hard chrome parts and put them out there, and they had all sorts of iterations of it. 36 was really about the first year for them, and they had some numerous variations in there. But this is a very good example. You will hardly ever see many of these in the States. Thanks for sharing with us.
Mitch has a slew of incidents. And joins us on the ride as well. Friday he was out flogging the Rapide, right?
That's right.
Yeah, way to go, Mitch. Thank you. This brings us up to our first place British bike, which belongs to William Chip Connor. It's a 1939 Brough Superior SS 100. Absolutely amazing motorcycle. This was a Paris show bike, if I'm not mistaken.
It's interesting, as you know, George Brough was really more of a promoter. He bought his engines from other people. The early ones were JAB, and the later ones were matchless. The matchless was the most reliable engine. It was like, he would sell them to you any way you wanted. So you see the chrome plated finish, which would have been a special order, or as Gordon pointed out, there's probably a show bike to do that now. But this is just, you know, a stellar example. It has a lot of the unusual pieces like the dome, headlight rim, and so forth. And you know, it really doesn't get much better than this. Thanks for bringing it over.
That is a beautiful motorcycle. It's kind of good in the sun, isn't it? I think we'd be having a hard time focusing on that one.
You did great on sunglass sales.
This brings us to our Italian category, and this is our second place winner, Carmen and David Hearn, with their 1967 Benelli Custom.
All right, what can you tell us about it?
This is a project that I put together for my wife. I brought her to the show 10 years ago. She fell in love with the place and said, put us a bike together. So we put this together for my wife Carmen. She's out there someplace, but it's been a 9-year labor of love. And did a little something different. It was something that wasn't so nice when it started, and this is what we came up with.
Nice looking. You know, a lot of people don't realize these are also marketed in the United States as Montgomery Wards. Now there's what you call badge engineering, and they just put a sticker on there. Said Montgomery Ward, or we used to call them monkey wards, you know. But anyway, this is a nice example. It's got the little stuff on it and so forth, kind of the boy racer approach, you know. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Beautiful motorcycle. So you buy your wife a motorcycle, did she buy you some diamond earrings? Beautiful motorcycle. That brings us up to our first place winner in our Italian class, and that's Vincent Shart with his 1959 Moto Perilla. It's a 99 Olympia model. A little piece of jewelry.
Did you just tell him to stay?
So I purchased this about 9 months ago. Sourced all the missing pieces for it, and it's been about 3 months to the store. I just got it done in January. But originally, this is the U.S. version, and originally they called it Hollis, but GM had a problem with that name, so we turned it back to Olympia like we did in Europe. So this wheel wheel bike, 99cc, 4-stroke. Perfect.
Really have made a lot of bikes over the years. This would have been more of a bike they market in Italy where, 99 cc's and you're the king of them. But this is a nice example. You don't see many of them. It's very well done. I've seen some pictures of these before. Very nicely executed. Thank you for sharing it.
Beautiful motorcycle. Our next award is presented by Kawasaki, and I want to ask Brad Coots from Kawasaki to come up and help us out with this one. This is a Japanese class, second place winner. This is Peter Rose in his 1969 Honda CB750 police model. Brad, if you could make the presentation and maybe say a few words, that'd be great.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We're excited to be here at Kawasaki as a company. We've been making great motorcycles, power sports for many years, so it's great to see so many on display here, along with all the other manufacturers. So, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Peter Rose here and maybe ask him a few questions about the bike. This is probably the most excited I've ever been to see a police motorcycle. So, yeah. So tell us a little bit. We're familiar with CB750s, but
help him out.
You know, all those people go spread eagle in the back.
So this is a factory-built CB750 police bike. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it was a Honda factory police bike, and it was only available to the police departments, and only about less than 50 were brought in the U.S.
How long did it take you to restore? Was it quite a long project?
Over 4 years. But when I bought the bike, it had no police stuff on it, so I had to find everything.
We did a great job. It's in great condition. Really happy to see you here. Congratulations.
Thank you for sharing it with us.
All right, Brad, so that brings us up to our first place bike in the Japanese class, and this is Owen Bishop with his 1976 Yamaha XT 500C.
Beautiful indeed. Actually, a quick glance reminded me of my first motorcycle, which was actually an MX.
Brad, thank you, and thanks to Kawasaki for sponsoring our Japanese class. Thank you. This brings us to our other European category, as we like to refer to it as. And this is Mr. Kenneth Morse for second place with his 1969 BMW R60/2.
How long have you had this?
About 3 years now. Found it from a fellow in Michigan, and he had it under a tarp behind his house for about 30 years, so it was pretty rusted up when I got it. Yeah, it took about 1.5 years and did it myself at home.
It's got all the right stuff. It's got the big short runner tank. It's got the tachometer, which is a rare accessory, the spotlight mirror, as they call it, and the super rare clock, which if you ever saw the prices of them on eBay, it would stop your heart along with the clock. But these are great bikes. They're I've ridden all over the country on these, and still ride an R60. In fact, this is very nicely done. Thanks for sharing.
Beautiful BMW. That brings up our first place winner in our European category, and this is Stephen Haddad with his 1976 Hercules W2000 Wankel. Very unusual motorcycle. It runs as well.
These are very interesting. I remember when these came out. I think it was Weir actually had a racing series for one of these. There's a very eerie sound. You hear about 20 of these going around the track at the same time. And very rare that you see one with a black tank. Usually they were red tanks. How long have you had this one?
But we had it for about a year now. Bought it from a collector. It's a 0-mile machine. It's been pushed and started idle and run maybe 100 feet at a time. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing with us. Very, obviously you only had 2 miles on it. It's got to be pretty active. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you.
You don't see those on every corner, that's for sure.
This brings us up to our competition on-road award. And this is John Goldman with his 1957 Mondial 250 Grand Prix double overhead cam. Amazing motorcycle.